Hello, my name is Beryl Solla. I'm your instructor for Art Appreciation. I'm so glad you're in the class, and I am going to give you a little background info to help you succeed in the class. So Art Appreciation looks at a variety of art types, art mediums, and a big component is learning the elements and principles of design, which I will go into at length through video, through PowerPoints and readings. We'll look at the work after we establish that information, that knowledge. We'll look at the work through that lens. So kind of be prepared for that. This is not an art history class. This is about understanding and analyzing art and hopefully, therefore, appreciating it. So that's our plan. That's our goal. I have a list of things here. I'm going to try and get through very quickly to help you. So this is an OER class, which means Open Educational Resource. There is no textbook that you need to buy. Everything, although of course there's reading, there's always reading, but everything you need to read will be online. So it's important that your computer work and you have access to the internet. That's crucial for the class. There's a variety of assignments. I try to sort of attack it from a lot of different angles. There's writing, there's filling out worksheets, and these worksheets are analysis of the work. So I go step by step with each of the elements and principles of design to make sure you cover everything. So I want you to be very thorough with those. And each time I ask for the handy dandy worksheet, that's what I call it, because it's handy and it's dandy. I want you to download that form from course documents and fill it out and send it back to me, rather than translating it or whatever. On that handy dandy sheet, there's a section at the bottom where I ask what you think, what you feel, what are your ideas about the work, because I'd like to hear those things as well, because sometimes we look at art and we can understand it, but we don't necessarily like it, or we understand it and we love it. Those are sometimes two different things, so there's room for both of those in the course. And there's also a little component in most of the assignments for a hands-on activity. And I'll ask you to take photos, and please make them be a low-res photo so my computer doesn't blow up. And I'll ask to see your work. And don't worry about, oh, I'm not an artist, or I won't succeed at this. If you do it, you'll succeed. I give you good examples, and I'm not looking for genius. I'm just looking, it's a little fun thing, a way for you to apply the information. So don't have fear around that. It's a fun part. There's discussion board. I need at least 4 responses to threads that I've put on Blackboard. So take your time with that. More is better, but 4 would be the minimum that I would hope for. We have 2 field trips. One is to the Rotunda at UVA, which is recently renovated, and we get to see it in its beautiful new glory. And I know a lot of you may be thinking, I've lived here my whole life. I drive by the Rotunda 1,000 times, but you haven't ever looked at it with this new knowledge that you'll have of elements and principles of design, thinking about color, line, form, shape, all that stuff. You're going to look at it with new eyes, informed eyes. So the way you're going to see it is going to be very different. And also driving by it and really going there and analyzing it, it's a whole different experience. So I'll ask you to take a selfie in front of the Rotunda so I can see what you look like and know that you're not just, telling me a story, that you're there. And the second field trip is to the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts in Richmond. So that's from Charlottesville, about an hour and 15 minutes. It's free. There's $5 parking. It's very family friendly. So if you want to go with family and friends, children, absolutely. It's a wonderful trip. And it's our final exam. So it's really important that you go and that you analyze the work as per the assignment. It's a longer assignment than previous ones because it has more points towards your grade. Many people wish that wasn't a part of the class in the beginning because they don't want to go. They just don't want to take the trip. And they have this feeling that maybe museums aren't for them. But they are for you. It's the collection of the state of Virginia bought with you in mind, and it's quite a beautiful collection. And the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts is a really wonderful, welcoming museum. So I would say 99.9% of the people who have gone through this class, and that's everybody, have said they didn't want to go. They went, they loved it, they're going to go again. So trust me, I know we just met, but trust me, and, give it a chance because it is pretty wonderful. And if you happen to be in DC or New York, there are many wonderful museums there as well. Okay. So in turning in your work, you're going to turn it in through Safe Assign under assignments, and there's a system in place that checks for plagiarizing, and that's really important to me. The work is very doable. You don't need to plagiarize. This is work you can do and be very successful at. I don't care if you're not the best writer in the world. I'm not bothered if English is your second language. That's fine. I'm sure you speak English better than I speak whatever language you speak in your native tongue. But I want to hear your voice, and I want to hear your response, and I want to hear your thought process. So the Safe Assign actually gives me exactly how much of your work is from a specific source and how much is your own work. So 5 to 10% is fine, but more than that, not so fine. I don't consider it your work anymore, and I want your voice. I want, this is about you and you learning. Due dates, I front load the entire semester. So I've done all that work so that you can stay on top of it. If you have a big life event coming up, plan ahead. I've had students, no kidding, who had a baby towards the end of the semester, but they did all their work ahead of time, passed the course with flying colors, and, didn't have to think about school when they were a new parent. So, life happens. With every date I give you, it's a cast in stone, it's a hard date, but I also allow you to turn in work up to a week late. You get a late grade, it's 1 grade off, an entire grade off, but I will accept work up to a week late. So keep that in mind, but try not to fall back on that because it can really turn your good grade, your A grade, into a B, for no good reason. You're doing the work anyway, so, work on that. When you turn in your work, please put your name on the document and the assignment number so I can kind of make sure I keep track of you. And if we ever have a disagreement about what you turned in and what you didn't turn in, I can find your work very easily. If you miss 3 consecutive assignments, I'm going to assume you've dropped off the edge of the world. I'll reach out to you. If I don't hear from you, I will automatically drop you. And you want to be aware of this because some of you are on financial aid, and that may affect your financial aid eligibility. So if you need to drop the class, drop the class. Don't let this ruin your GPA. I probably worry about your GPA as much as you do, and I want to be supporting your program, not interfering with it. If you have any trouble, if you have any conflicts, reach out to me. If you have any questions, if you just don't understand an idea and you've listened to my videos and you've looked at my PowerPoints and you still have no clue what I'm talking about, because in many ways this is a new language. It's a way of looking at objects that you've not used before. You've not done that before. So it's new and it'll take you a little bit of adjustment to learn it, but believe me, you can learn it. It's not brain surgery. Reach out to me. I'm a very good emailer. My husband thinks I'm too good of an emailer. He thinks I'm on email too much. But I want to know if you have questions, and I want to be able to help you and answer them. And email is the best way to do that. I check my email first thing in the morning, last thing at night, and all throughout the day. So please reach out to me with any questions, problems, whatever. If there are technical questions, Cameron Rodish is your woman. I repeat her name on the syllabi, on things you should know, all kinds of places. Because I can't help you with computery stuff or technical stuff. I can only help you with contact. So Cameron is your person. And my email is B, as in boy, Solla, SOLLA, @pvcc.edu. And that's the fastest way to reach me. I think that's it. I think I got it all. Please don't forget to enjoy the class. I think it's fun. It's a lot of information. You're going to see a bunch of cool stuff, weird stuff for sure. Art's weird. Art has that side to it. It's not all just pictures of landscapes. And you're going to see a lot of it because I think that's the interesting stuff. So I look forward to working with you and reading your papers and sharing this content with you. Take care and have a fantastic semester. Bye-bye.